Hi, my name is Damien, and this is Ask Damien. First, I'm going to give you the spiritual weather report. Now, those of you who have been watching, know that it's all about what the energy is on the planet right now and how it affects us and how it supports us. The energy right now, and I've mentioned this before, so those of you who've been watching know this already, but this is an energy of cleaning out the closet, cleaning things up. It'd be like you had a campsite and you've stricken the tent, you've taken it down, you've packed things away, and now you're just going to go around the campsite and make sure everything is returned to its natural setting. All the rocks are where they're supposed to be. And if there's anything sort of strewn about, that you pick it up and get rid of it or put it where it's supposed to go. One of the things that we've noticed is old patterns and old behaviors coming up to be looked at, because this is a time of upgrading our energy or upgrading ourselves, moving up to the next level. Right now we can talk about an energy shift on the planet, which is very supportive of us shifting. So how do we do this? Because some of my clients have said, well, that's very nice, Damien, but how do we do this? Well, what this spiritual weather is supporting us in is feeling things out. So often we use our heads to make decisions. We use our heads to figure things out. That's great. We can use our heads. We should use our heads. However, our feelings will show us what our way is, what's really accurate for us, what's really right for us. So start practicing feeling your way towards things. And you don't always have to know what those things are. Feel. If it feels right, do it. If it feels good, do it. That's an old saying from California from probably the 70s. If it feels good, do it. Well, if it feels right, go that direction. And then feel again. Let's take a look at our question for today. And now to our question. A client of mine in Munich, Germany, asked me the following question in a session we were having by phone. My boss doesn't seem to notice me anymore. What can I do to get my boss to notice me, even give me feedback on my work? So I read the energy and I saw a whole bunch of things. It was actually a pretty complex situation with her and her boss. Although it looked to me like the boss was more complex than she was at this point. So I let her know that what I saw is that he's quite distracted right now, probably with his situation at home. On top of everything else, the new colleague of yours that's in your office is making him do a lot of training. He's spending a lot of time with the new colleague, getting to know him or her, getting to doing some training, giving this person instructions. So that is taking probably some of his attention away from you, dear client. What can you do? Get verbal. Your boss is a man. That's what I understood. Men respond to verbal explanations, verbal questions, verbal feedback quite well generally. So do it in little bits and pieces. Ask him what he thinks of this, or what he thinks of something in your work, or something that's in the news, or something, ask him about what he feels, how he feels about the weather. Little things to get him to respond to you. He will shift his attention to you and possibly even use that moment, that possibility, to give you some feedback. And you can certainly ask him for feedback on your work, but please apply one of our cardinal rules, and that is be patient. Being patient is incredibly powerful. Wait for it. But then, if you don't get what you want, namely attention or feedback, ask him for it. Ask him for feedback. Now, remember, one of the things you can do with another person, whether the person is male or female, is to actually give that person what you want yourself. But again, you'll have to be patient probably, but not too patient. I bet this will work very, very well. Give your boss a compliment. Give your boss some feedback on something that you've been working on together, or that you've noticed it's been going on in the office, or some project the boss is very involved in, or a project that's important to the boss. So you're giving the boss feedback. Chances are, at the next opportunity, the boss will give you feedback as well. So remember, the different factors are: he's a little bit distracted by things happening at home. He's a little bit concentrated on training the new employee, your new colleague. But he doesn't think any less of you. So get some feedback for yourself by being verbal. Thanks for listening. And for those of you who have questions, please feel free to send me an email with your question. And I will answer your question in one of my future videos, if I can, if I have time. No, I probably will have time, and I appreciate your interest. So the tip for today, and those of you who have been watching this video series have gotten a lot of tips, gotten kind of a lot of tips. So this one's going to be short, to the point, sort of follows the so-called KISS principle, keep it short and simple, which I kind of enjoy. Use that one a lot, and also not, are the following aspects, which are very powerful on a very feet on the ground, day-to-day basis or daily basis. The first one is breathe. Now, I don't necessarily mean deep breathing, but watching your breathing can be very calming and, even more important, very centering. I highly recommend taking a moment, maybe several times a day, but at least once a day, to observe your breathing. I'm not talking about 30 minutes of observing your breathing. That's probably good. A few of you probably do that already. But for maybe 30 seconds, maybe somewhere between 5 and 8 breaths, just breathe. It's very centering, very calming, and clears the mind. Observe your breathing for, several breaths. The second aspect of our tip for the day is also really, really basic, down-to-earth, daily. Drink water. Now, we could talk about different kinds of water, and we could talk about all kinds of different fluids and their effects, and we could get very scientific and even very energetic about it. But today's tip for the day is simply drink water. You can try it in different forms. You can drink warm or even hot water in the morning. You can even add a little bit of lemon to it. You can drink mild teas if you are a tea drinker. Coffee doesn't necessarily count as drinking water, but, well, if you love coffee, drink some coffee, but then maybe you follow it with a glass of water. Remember to drink water. I've talked about this third aspect before, but for you newcomers and for you oldies, I want to remind you to bless everything. Bless everything. The phrase in English is be blessed. Just think it at people. When somebody pops into your mind, think be blessed. When a problem shows up, think be blessed. Remember, negative thoughts are calling for a blessing. They're calling out to be blessed. Please bless me, please. So this third aspect is one of the most powerful little things you can do in your life, in your daily life. Do it every day. Do it several times a day. Bless the people in your life. Bless the people around you. Bless situations. And bless any negative thoughts. That's your spiritual green light.